What's up, YouTube? Hey to all 100 of my subscribers. How y'all doing? So, we're going to talk about something today. Take it or leave it. It's up to you. If it resonates, then hopefully you take the information and get your life. Wherever. So, I'm more chewing on some Skittles. I'm sorry. But what I want to talk about today is I have a question to ask you. And I wonder if someone else asked you, would you know? Do you have a clue? Could you answer the question? Which is important and way more meaningful for you and to you. Like if someone asks you, do you know who you are? First thing you're going to think about is, I'm a good person. Hey, I'm a nurse. Hey, I'm a hairdresser. You're going to think about your work status. You're going to think about your title in the professional world. When that's not what they're really asking you. They asking you that because they want to know if you know who you are for real. Now, a lot of y'all need to get to know y'all lineage. You don't know what that means? Go look it up. You do the work. I already did the work. But you got to know your lineage. What is your pedigree? What litter are you from? Now, I know when people think about ancestors, the first thing they think about is a whole bunch of old gray people who are sweet and nice, and they're angels from above looking down on them from generations back and back, right? You thinking about a whole bunch of sweet old people that's just looking out for you. Some of y'all pray to ancestors and don't even know your lineage, don't even know who they are. Well, I'm here to tell you the truth. Some of your ancestors, they're not always all sweet people. You never knew them. You never met them. Your parents' parents probably don't even know them. That's just how far back generations go. So for y'all who be praying to your ancestors, get to know your lineage before you do that. Because you could conjure up some shit that's around you forever. Like a ghost, and you won't even understand why your life is so haunted. Why you keep ending up in karmic situations. Why you don't hold a relationship. Why people don't like you everywhere you go. Why friendships always break up. Relationships always break up. Whatever the case is, you just not close to nobody. You don't know what's going on. You just think it's you. No, you are just part of a lineage. Whereas some people's ancestors practiced witchcraft. Some of them practiced voodoo. Some of them did rituals. Some of them sacrificed. Some of them dabbled in dark magic. And that was their God. Not all your ancestors are of Christ. Purity. Not all of them. And you don't know that. So it's just good to know your lineage. You know? Some people come from royalty. Some people come from goddesses and just loving beings. Real good people. You can tell by how that shit is rubbed off on you. Now, what you can do is heal past regressions. You can heal past regressions. You know what I'm saying? You can change your life, your path. You know what I'm saying? You can change things for generations to come. Like your kids won't be touched by that shit if it ain't good. Their kids won't be touched by that shit if it ain't good. You know what I'm saying? By healing past regressions. So, with that being said, like, it's good to get to know your history. Get to know who your great-great-grandmother's grandmother was and who was her grandmother, and Just to know. Imagine if you knew all that information, what that would do to you. Imagine if you knew your lineage was not of royalty. They were poor-minded people. They were poverty-conscious people. They were sorry for themselves instead of picking themselves up. Slaves. That would make you go harder today and change the course of your life moving forward and for generations to come in your family. You wouldn't want your kids and their kids and their kids to reap the karma of your ancestors, because you have already. Like I said, whether it's royalty, witchcraft, of God, whatever it is, it's not that hard to tell. Just look at your life. Most things are your fault because you live your life the way you want to. You make your own choices. But some of y'all are living as karmics and don't even know it. You don't know why you so fucked up. You just feel like it's the thing to do. It feels right to you. You don't give a fuck. You can change that though. You can change your karma. Like I said, and for generations to come. So I just want to put that out there. I ain't going to talk too much or get too deep into it because, shit, I'll be focused on my own life. But I try to share what I can with y'all. And y'all can take it or leave it. Y'all can believe it or not. It's your life. You know, everybody has free will to do what they want with their time. Some people don't want to take the time. Some people don't even know where to start to search. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't know. But if you're a seeker and a believer, you're going to find the answers. You're going to find out who you really are. A lot of y'all don't know who y'all really are. So the next time somebody asks you, you know who you are? You would need all that information to really know. Your lineage. And some of y'all may want to share it, some of y'all may not. It's all about the lineage, your pedigree, your ancestors. And you can heal your past life regressions. You can heal generational curses. You can clear up the karma of your ancestors and stop reaping it. You know what I'm saying? If you care that much, you'll find out who you are. And save your kids for generations to come. Some people be viewing their life in a negative way. You know what I'm saying? Which is, you know, for one thing, law of attraction and what kind of energy you bring to yourself. Having a poverty conscience and feeling sorry for yourself and putting no action behind what you want to change ain't gonna bring you nothing but pennies. Sometimes not even that. So a lot of things depend on you. You don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all be looking at other people's lives like, they so blessed. How they get so lucky? They were just born with a silver spoon in their mouth. And they were just born rich. They never had to grow up in the hood. They never went days hungry. They never went through struggles. And y'all probably don't respect people like that. But if you look at the structure of their life, the families they come from, you'll notice mamas involved, aunties involved, grandmas involved, mothers and fathers, and everybody's involved. You know why? Because they know their lineage. And it goes so far back. They know who great-grandmother's grandmother was. and who her grandmother was, they were connected. You know what I'm saying? Their lineage is royalty. They come from a rich pedigree. You know what I'm saying? Those who did come up in poverty, have you ever noticed, like, a lot of those families that come up in poverty have broken families? Grandma didn't take care of mama. She let her run the streets and have us, and we did the same thing to our kids. Great grandma didn't know her grandmother because she abandoned her and was a slave and all. That's just their story. Far back. So far back to your ancestors. Their lineage was not of royalty. Maybe it was of slavery. Or like I said, darkness. Witchcraft and voodoo and all that other shit don't bring you good shit. Dark shit don't bring you good shit. So you got to know your pedigree. And if you do come from the opposite of royalty, you can change that today. You can change that today. Just start walking that straight line. Start being good. Teach your kids good. Treat your kids good. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Love your family. Support one another. Stick together. Build an empire. A lot of people who come from lineage of poverty, they don't stick together. They don't. They don't. So it's hard to change that generational curse. It becomes harder and harder with each generation. As the world gets faster, y'all get slower. But it's not too late. It's not too late. If you're already, over 45 and you just feel like, fuck it, the least you can do is teach your kids better. Want to see them better. Want that in your heart, to see them do better than you. Push them further. Support them. Because guess who's going to take care of your ass when you can't get out of bed? Maybe not them. Maybe they ain't going to give a fuck about you like you ain't give a fuck about them. But I'll take my chances loving and taking care of my kids before I do the opposite. Who wouldn't want the best for the next generation? You know. A lot of rich folks, yeah, they can pass you some money that you probably gonna blow because you ain't never had it. They could pass you some money, change your life a little bit, tweak it up. But the most important thing is information. You have the right information to change your life, I know you will. You'll be stupid. It'll be like sitting on gold and never doing anything with it. So get to know your lineage. It is important. Get to know who your ancestors truly are. Stop just thinking, who are you thinking like? Stop just thinking they some old people that just died, for thousands of years ago and they looking out for you. Some of them were evil. They don't give a fuck about you. That's the truth. They ain't give a fuck about nothing and nobody. They were casting spells of evilness and darkness and witchcraft and poverty conscious minds and slavery, and not everybody come from royalty. So you can't be mad when you see somebody come from good and all they know is good and that's their whole family and their families to come. They prepared for that. They've invested in that. They passed that on to their children. Talk about name ringing bells. Come on. Your kids are your future. And their kids to come. We ain't gonna always be here. We not. We ain't gonna always be here. You can have money saved in the bank for the next 20 years and die 5 years later. Set your kids up for goodness, for greatness, to carry your name on. They ain't gonna forget you when you do that. Don't lose your lineage. Strengthen it. You have a mom, you have a dad. Those are two bloodlines. So you got lineage from both. Some people have siblings and they don't share the same lineage simply because they don't have the same mom or the same dad. You can have two siblings with the same mom, different dads. One of them have the bloodline of the mom and her dad. The other one has the bloodline of the mom, same mom, and a different dad. So y'all don't share the same lineage. Y'all don't have the same ancestors all together. You know what I'm saying? This family tree shit is real. And it's more serious than you think. So let's heal past life regressions. Let's heal generational curses. Do better. Make sure your kids is set up the right way. Because they are the future. For their kids to come, and what you teach them is what they're going to teach their kids. You know what's in your life that ain't good, that is poisoning the minds of the children around you. You know what poisoned your mind. And whoever has you know what poisoned their mind. You understand how this generational shit goes? So as far as your ancestry goes, it is not going to be just limited to the examples that I've given on who they could be. That's for you to find out for yourself. And, you know, every family tree starts with a seed. So even if the past, in their past lives, it wasn't all good, you know, you plant good seeds today and you get good harvest. You know, that starts with you and your kids and their kids and so on. So be blessed. And thanks again for listening.